Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Fabian CALVO, Fabian for Liberty. FabianForLiberty.com is my website. In this video, I want to talk about how bad news is actually good news for the economy. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, in the twisted reality world we live in today, things that are actually bad help boost the economy, believe it or not, which, most clear-thinking Americans or people around the world that are thinking with clarity, that are real critical thinkers, they would say, well, that makes no sense at all. How could that possibly be? But I would just suggest you check out a video or check out a photograph that went actually published by Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, and a lot of other people that are now talking about how creepy this photograph is of him at some tech convention where he's walking down the aisle. It is, the lights are dimmed, if you will. There's kind of like a spotlight on him almost. And everyone in the audience is sitting down with their computer with the Samsung virtual reality things over their faces. And if it's not 1984, ladies and gentlemen, if it is not just the epitome of some technocratic nightmare that has the New World Order literally salivating at the mouth, I don't know what is. I mean, it is as creepy as it comes. I saw that photo this morning and it was just like, I can't believe this is what it's come to. In fact, I saw that, I try to limit, like, my kids play maybe 15 minutes of video games, like Plants vs. Zombies and other things. I literally said no video games for the whole week. They're like, Dad, what happened? What did we do wrong? Doesn't matter. No video games. I don't want you guys anywhere near a computer because I'm so freaked out. But, I guess it's a little hypocritical because I'm now posting this YouTube video. But whatever, okay? It's just my issue. Point is that bad news is good news for the economy. Look at the market today. Stock market up today, last time I checked. Really, I've always said, it doesn't really matter what the market does day to day. It doesn't. But I'll tell you, when the market goes down 500 points, I get a ton of emails, comments on my YouTube channel, people asking me, Fabian, you've said the market's going to go over 20,000 before there's an economic crash. And yes, I have said that. I stand by that prediction. Some of the emails come from some really big YouTube channels, financial ones, channels much bigger than mine. And they'll say, hey, you might want to, not say that stuff because you're going to be wrong. And here's, what I think and their opinions and, and great. I totally could be wrong. I acknowledge that. That's why I've always said, never take my word for anything. Trust yourself. Don't trust me. Don't take my word for anything. My fundamental belief is the market will go over 20,000. And the insanity of today represents that. Now, why is the market up today? Why is it back at almost 17,000? You probably don't know that because the only time most people hear about the stock market, at least in this kind of circle, is when the market's tanking. I never get emails that say, Fabian, the market's up 200 plus points before it even opens. How freaking awesome is that? I never get those emails, right? It's only when the market's doing bad. So it's like, if you're focused towards economic collapse, you're going to get a ton of stuff that's going to reinforce that position. It's just a way the world works. Is the market going to collapse eventually? Yes. But like I always said, I could talk about a market collapse for 8+ years like Gerald Celente. Eventually, I'm going to be right. But it hasn't happened yet, okay? It has not happened yet. And nothing against Gerald Celente. I'm just pointing at him because he's one of the guys that all the time talks about economic collapse. Now, here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. The market is up today. Why is it up? Well, mostly bad news. But some people could say, well, it's up because Hillary Clinton won in Nevada, won the caucus, even though she won by literally the drawing of who drew the higher card, just like she won the Iowa one by a coin toss. It shows you how, the Republican or the Democrats and the Republicans are really open to fair elections. I mean, they're so honest, right? But the banksters, the fraudsters, and con artists on Wall Street, they love Hillary Clinton. They love her. And they could be celebrating because she is now a step closer to being anointed next president. The banksters love the Clintons in general. Remember, it was the Clintons who deregulated Wall Street, starting with the removal and the destruction of Glass-Steagall. They took that out. The Fed loves it. The big banks love it. And, really led to these gigantic boom and bust cycles that we have today that allows the banks, investment banks, and your money to be merged together and they could speculate using your money and get away with it. Total fraud. But, who's really watching? I got my virtual headset on and I'm like watching, I don't know, internet porn, or I'm watching something insane. I'm like some NBA basketball player now with my virtual headset on, and I'm so freaking awesome. Okay, that's the world we live in. So the market could be responding to that. It could be like, wow, look how great the market's doing, or because Clinton, the banksters and their high frequency trading are pumping it up because they think their person is going in that's going to go for pulling out all the stops with spending, with allowing them to do whatever the hell they want to do. Remember, big banks under Obama have gotten 60% larger since Frank Dodd legislation was passed. 60% larger under Obama, someone who said we're not going to let the fat cats get away with stuff. Okay? But here's the bad news. Here's where the insane reality comes in, where there is an abundance of bad news. We have, the bad news of whether England leaves the EU, I think that's actually good news, but the market's freaked out about it, should be freaked out about it. You have the mayor of London, kind of popular guy over there, love him or hate him, doesn't really matter. He's come out and supports the Brexit, is what they're calling it. So Britain wants to leave. That's coming up for a vote in June sometime. There's that news. There's the news of, in the first 2 months of the year, the People's Bank of China has literally printed over $1 trillion in new debt. And they're giving it away as fast as they can to companies so they can stockpile stuff, all kinds of things to try to keep their economy from imploding. We've had manufacturing indexes throughout Europe not meeting expectations, whether it was in Germany or was in France. So, this is just stuff that happened overnight, right? It's just news that kind of came in overnight. And the market's up today. No real reason for the market being up. It just is, right? So bad news is good news for the economy. It's the insane fantasy land that we live in today. Let me be crystal clear here, ladies and gentlemen. When I talk about the Dow Jones going to 20,000, I'm not saying that because I'm like saying, oh, put your money in stocks, invest long term. That's the way to do it. No. Okay? I get it's a con. Okay? I don't invest in the stock market. I'm a real estate guy. And I don't even hold real estate long term for the exception of a few properties with little debt. That's it. That's it. I buy and sell stuff. And so I can get away with that in up markets, down markets, sideways markets. But I don't know about stocks. I don't really like stocks. I stick to what I know. The point is that I know, just like real estate, just like stocks, just like any other market, in the West or in Asia, they're completely manipulated. So to be clear, I'm not saying this is a great buying opportunity. It's a incredible, look at how great central bank policies are working out. No, it's just making the eventual bust much, much larger. And again, if we do indeed see more economic turbulence ahead, just know that prior to the real crash, you will see unprecedented, historic dollar devaluation, debt that will be you'll be getting basically cash in your ATM. People, the people that are now getting ETB cards and that are on the welfare system, they will be getting cash injected into their bank accounts or checks sent to them for they could go spend into the economy. Okay, that's the level of so-called stimulus the central planners in this government will do before we have the next big crash and big leg down. So that's why I will still hold on to my prediction, Dow 20,000, because the truth is, bad news is good news for the economy. I'm Fabian CALVO. Thanks for watching. I'm out.